Howdy doody, folks. How are we all? Yeah, look, I'm on time. Oh, God. Well, hope everybody is well. I said there's 15 people on here at the moment, so I'm going to have a quick hello to everybody. G'day, Bernard. How are you? Dwight, nice to see you. Santa, where's Santa? He's not here. Oh, you mean Gerard. G'day, Gerard. How are you? John Beniki, John Tedesco, Ray, how are you? Nice to see you in here. Jean Ricard, nice to see you. Peyton Rail fan, nice to see you in here. Tom Grassus, how are you? Anthony, you're in the background there somewhere. How are you, buddy? Hope you well. Richard, how are you, buddy?
I'm just fine, thank you.
Oh, see, I knew he was here somewhere. That'd be right. Buggers off now. Frank, how are you? Appalachia Crossing, nice to see you in here again. Kyle, how are you? Jason, hi and bye. Yeah. Thanks, mate. Nice to see you come in here. And John is the winner of the lunchtime cookie. Where's Wigwag? You didn't want to split rock. How are you, buddy? Nice to see you, bud. Ron Moen, nice to see you in here too. Tammy and Ray, hello. Anyone else? I went through the list, so hopefully I haven't missed anybody else in here. But hi to all the other ones that are lurking in the. Oh, no, that's not what I want. Hello to everybody else that's lurking in the background. Hope you guys had a good week. If not, well, let's have some fun and have a bit of laughter and let our hair go down. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen with me. So, it's been an interesting week. How are you there, Anthony? Hopefully you've been well this week.
Hey, I am actually in pretty good spirits today. So how are you?
Yeah, a lot better this week. Had about a week to myself, kind of. Reminiscing about the trip. And g'day, Derek. How are you? Reminiscing about the trip and everything else. Like as I've been away. We did have a little bit of drama here, couple of doors up.
Right.
We got that sorted out. G'day, Alma. An unfortunate incident when one isn't well. So, but apart from that, it's been a good week. It's been hot here. I can tell you that much now. I mean, let's put it this way: I don't have to. I don't have to strip off.
And thank God for that.
G'day, boxcar Jerry. Yeah, well, it's going to be, I don't know what it's going to be like later on today. It is already warming up outside and the picture's already flopped out in front of the air conditioner. So if she's flopped out in the air conditioning outside, I mean, it's going to be a hot one. G'day, JD. How are you? Dave, how are you? Okay, what have I been up to this week? Yeah, as a lot of you guys know, before I went away, I'm still a little short.
I'm just trying to gauge that. That's about what you're up to today.
Yeah. But I'm not as short as some.
No.
Yeah, I'm just a few inches taller than him. He's probably watching the background. G'day, Heath, if you're watching the background. Roll fan enthusiast, how are you, champion? Nice to see you in here. Yeah, as a lot of you guys are aware, before I went away, I dipped into the big, deep hole of 3D printing. And Leo, how are you, mate? Nice for you to join in here.
Hi there, Ian.
The dog. I've got to mention that dog. Tammy, thanks for reminding me. That dog is Robin's dog, Sprout. He is 17 years old. He's been because of Billy and Robin doing model trains. He's a rail fan. He'll sit up on the chair and watch the trains. If the YouTube's on, he's like I am. As soon as the trains are on the video, he'll just sit down and watch it. G'day, Stormy. How are you?
Did you just compare my grandson to a dog?
Not really, but I'm just trying to set an example. Like,
Great.
they're both cute. They're both brilliant. They know what they like. They know what they enjoy.
Would you like a shovel to dig this hole even deeper, faster?
I've got an excavator at the back. It'll go quicker
There you
than a
go.
shovel.
Break out the cat.
Yeah. I'm set. There is one shot. G'day, James. How are you? I'm asking Robin to send me the video of him of the meat train.
Okay.
There used to be an abattoir. It's all right, Tabby. I can get into trouble without even trying to get myself into trouble. As I found out this week, I got myself in so much trouble the last 3 weeks, and I haven't even been on the show. But yeah, I'm going to try to get Robin to send me that other photo, or not photo, the other clip of Spike, for when they had the meat train going around, and it's like he knows his trains. Like, this train's coming from the abattoir, fresh with a load of meat, and he's licking his chops. And there's no treats inside the carriages or not. It's just like he knows that's the meat train.
Hi, Steve.
So yeah, Sheen, how are you, mate? Nice to see you in here. But he is good. Like, when I was watching videos and whatnot on YouTube when I was at Robin's place, he'd come up next to me and he'd be watching the trains on YouTube with me. He'd be sitting right next to me on the lounge. So we became good buddies. At 17, he's getting pretty old now. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. It keeps us going. I don't know, animals and children, they always know how to lift up our spirits at times, especially when things are down. So yeah, I end up getting in the world of 3D printing. I did show some shots during Cap Crew Wednesday, some of the things that I've been printing out.
You showed some things last Sunday too, or Sunday for you.
I did, yeah, I did actually, yeah. If Richard's still here, he might like this. Because I haven't shown it. He hasn't seen it yet.
No, Richard came in, saw you were here, and left.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So I finally got the couple of pockets for the Indian Pacific cars.
You put it on now. Nice.
It's not glued on. It's just sitting in there. That's how good of a fit. I mean, I'm good.
Indeed, that's very nice.
And let me make myself bigger. And you'll like this. It's probably he's here. I mean, I even done the clearance radius so the bogie frames can go around. So that's all ready to go. And the couplers fit straight in. Okay, it's not sitting flush. You need to screw it in there. But there's this one and there is another one. It's just a different format. I'm going to bring it around later on to you, Richard, this afternoon after the show, and see which one you want. Because it's going to be converting some of my Indian Pacific cars. These are the Indian Pacific Lima cars that are really available all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
31 watching. Oh wow. Where's my wheel frames? Where's the baggy frames? Oh, because the way they originally came in the box, they had these and the Lima and the European style couplings. So what happened is, as you can imagine, it's open like that, so you can have so the wheels have a clearance to swing around. So Richard managed to get some of these from a chap, and well, it was the way I drew it up on the thinker cap and modified it a little bit, improved it so it just sits in nicely like that. I know it's white. I am going to do some black ones, so we won't need to paint it up. The holes are there for the airlines as well. So that took me a few goes to get it right. So I've gone through a bit of plastic. So that's one thing. Now the other thing that I have been doing is where is it? It was here. Here. Where is it gone? These carriage ends for no, Bernard. No, it's not. And before I get on to this, no, Bernard, that isn't a Southern Pacific colour scheme. Daylight. This is actually Overlander colour scheme, the original colour scheme for the train that went from Melbourne to Adelaide. That used to hook up with the Indian Pacific and GAN in Adelaide. And that was the original colour scheme. The new colour scheme now is blue with a silver inside of it. But I do remember seeing them in this colour. G'day, Lee. How are you? I'm live at 12 on Sunday. Oh, okay. All right. I'll see if I can stay up for that. So this is the original colour scheme. I would like to get a set of these in the maroon and silver. So I got the era of the passenger trains, the luxury passenger trains we had in Australia between 68, 69 to about 92. So yeah, that's the old, what we call the Overlander here in Australia. Now, the other one that I'm working on is I don't know. Oh, here it is. Let me get the proper carriage. Now, yeah. Well, they like your Indian Pacific carriages. Very similar to it, and the cross between this, the concept, passenger concept, similar to the Indian Pacific cars and the GAN, as well as our old Southern Aurora sleeping car set that went between Sydney and Melbourne. Now, here's a carriage I kit bashed a long time ago, and this is one of the Billy's and Robin's influence. I've done a kit bash of one of these carriages where I've done the ends and the diaphragm is not a kit, but they're usually platform cars. They're supposed to look like this. So, oh, that's getting fragile. They're supposed to look like this. And there were a set of 30 of these made up. They used to go up into the mountains, and they finished their life down here. Yeah, no, these are too short for g'day, Govia, how are you? These are a little bit shy, a little bit shorter than the Strasbourg cars. But because of the ends here, I had to kit bash them. I managed to do a printout. Still got to modify the diaphragm for it, but also got to do the one for the Pacific. So I've got these ones here, which will just slip on the end of one of the FO kits. So it's making me easy. I can make up a couple now. I need a set of 5. These are the end cars for it. That's the end car. As you can see, they've got the platform, basically, which is the guard is used. So I've got to make one more of them. Yeah, well, it does. I'll print out what I can, but I still want to support Joe from Kishila Hobbies. I mean, he's looked after me over the years, so to get some of these kits with the bogey frames, they're only about $30. It'll save me time, but I can find detail now with the 3D printer. Yeah, hang on a minute, Richard. Hang on a minute. Okay, the other thing that I've done is I've got the bug now. Now with
you can get shots for that now, Artie.
I can. I don't think they have I don't think they have something for what I've got at the moment. Yeah, I can find them too, Frank, but the Australian measurements are a little bit different to the American ones. G'day, race fan. How are you, buddy? Nice to see you here. Lee would recognise these. And that's I've got this kit on eBay, and it's supposed to be refueling. It's one of the Hornby kits. Right, and it's not finished yet, but as you can see, in the kit you get these flimsy plastic covers, and even up on the roof. So what I decided, because I'm going to use this as a sheltered refueling depot, what I've done is I've 3D printed the windows. Hey, Muddy, how are you? You're back home, are you? Hot and humid up at the Gold Coast. So to get rid of this flimsy toy look, I've gone into doing the 3D printing of the actual windows. I can use clear plastic in the background. It's going to make them more sturdier. And with heat, it's not going to distort, because if you have a look here, the plastic's already bending out of place. So I printed these out, but when I printed the whole set, I realised I've got the... am I the only one losing audio? I don't know. Is my audio okay, Anthony?
I'm hearing you fine.
Everybody there? Okay. When I printed the whole set of these, I realised I've had the main stanchion here going the wrong way. As you can see, it goes crossways.
Aha. Oops.
I don't know. It might look good like that, or...
But it's not prototypical.
Oh, right, yeah, but I did print out the other one.
Well, there you go.
But one thing I have noticed, I have been working on the roof. Our mates at Hornby went by the measurements and everything else and tried to do the even spacing. Here's what I've done for the roof. It's hard to get the even spacing with the roof, so it's going to have to be changed around. But it's going to look all right. It's going to make it better. Once I paint it all up, that's using the PLA scene. That's using PLA and using a very fine. Yeah, thanks, Lee. Yeah, well, it is, and I just wanted to last. I just want to give it that bit of depth in the model. I still got the covers to go on the outside. I think it's going to look good at the end. So that's what I've been doing. As well as I've done another container. And okay, where did I put the platform?
Artie, somebody's asking if you're using a resin printer or a filament printer.
I'm using a filament printer. And I'm doing some platforms for the big station up the top. I need to fine tune the joints. It's all going to work in together somehow. So yeah, still got to play around with that. These are just test prints. It's been fun. Okay, I'm gonna put the link up in here. Yeah, so as you can see, I've been busy and a few other odds and ends I've been doing. Been working on trying to finish off the switch panel for Dave at Crooked River. Finally got all the wiring sorted. Oh, let me get my ugly mug off there. Is that for an ice house? What's for the ice house? The platform? No, it's going to get painted yet. That's only a test run to see how it'll work out a lot and how long it's going to take. The ice house, no. I'm going to have something different. It's not going to be an ice house because hell doesn't freeze over. Well, it hasn't yet. It's been close, but it hasn't frozen over here yet. Uh-oh. Should we let him up or not?
Oh, he definitely adds to the show. He only increases the value.
And what about this other guy?
That's your call.
Oh.
Hello.
Hello, Richard.
Can you hear me all right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Yeah, cool. It's just hello.
Matey, I don't think you should be worried about that ticking. I think I should be worried about that ticking from when I unwrap it. I'll talk to you about that later on anyway. Hey, Les, there's another Aussie come and join us. How are you, Les? Nice to see you. How are you, Thomas? How are you, Richard? How are you? Hope you guys are well.
Yeah.
Doing well. How are you guys doing?
Yeah, all right, mate. Yeah. Hi, Tom. I'm Richard anyway. Yeah, hey, Tom. I don't think I've met you before. No. But anyway, yeah.
You're a poor bugger, Tom.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the things that we've got to put up with that guy, with that Aussie down there. It's unbelievable.
Oh, come on. I
can't remember how many takes did it take me to get that. Oh, I think it took me about 5-6 prints to get that couple of boxes right.
Oh, right, eh?
To get a fit right. And then, hey, Steve. How are you, Steve? ASAP. Because when I got...
It looks good.
Yeah. When I print them out,
Right.
I'm going,
Good night,
this is going to
Lee.
look... good night, Lee. Thanks for joining in, mate. I will try.
Past his bedtime.
Yeah, well and truly. Because what I've done is I've done a recess inside the coupler box. It's hard to see. It's white. You know yourself with the detail underneath it to get it right, that little millimeter. I didn't want to do any filing because you're whinging and complaining about you have to do a lot of filing.
Yeah, right? With those resin ones, yeah.
Yeah, and I'll bring you up in a minute. I'll bring the other guy up in a minute. I'll just show that. But see how we got that airline. See how we got that airline going there?
Yep.
That wasn't letting the plastic sit right. So I ended up doing an incision on the box but I put it on the wrong end.
Yeah, I believe that last weekend you come round.
Yeah, well, I'll pick this up from what was it, last Saturday? I picked it up from you.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I was slightly hungover.
where is it? And of course, you can see the. I'll bring this up again. You can.
Oh yeah.
You might not see it. It's too much.
Yeah, we can
light.
see it. I can see it.
There's an indentation.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can't see it, but I know what you mean. Oh, I can just make it
Yeah,
out.
I saw it already. I saw your
Yeah, you see the indentation. I had it on the wrong end.
Right.
You know, so I printed that out. This one was printed. The only way I can get a nice finish, I can actually print it up like this. If I do it on the side, like this, it does come up smooth on the side, but I don't know. It just didn't look right. The only filing we're going to need to do is the curvature here.
Oh, that's all right.
Just to smooth it out.
It's going to be a bit of filing. I get that, but yeah. Those resin ones that I had, they were a bit of a bastard to get the.
Marty, no, I am not doing a 9-hour stream today.
I don't know how you can sit there for 9 hours.
I got a few other things to do. I got a property inspection this week. Marty and Richard will know what I mean by that. When you rent properties, we have an annual property inspection by the agent for the landlord. So the agent's going to come in here, see if I put any holes in the walls or whatnot. Actually, I might put another fake tunnel up in that back wall there and make it look like it's going through the wall.
Oh, you're just a rough tenant, Odie.
They're not as rough as some. So yeah, Marty, no, I'm not going to be here 9 hours. I still got to do a little bit of cleaning up. The little furry tail outside there. She's been, instead of helping me, she was like, "No, you're not putting that in bags. That's in the rubbish bags. That's all coming out. Like I put all the papers and whatnot in the bag. And while I turn my back in, she's gone in there and taken it all out and scattered it all over the place. I go, no, you're not going to throw that in the rubbish. I want all that."
I'm just going to grab something. I want to show you something. We'll be back in a sec.
What, the beer that I didn't have last night?
Yeah, I'm not drinking today.
No, you were drinking last night. How are you, Jean Ricard? Hopefully you're okay.
And is your mic working to start today?
Yeah.
Yes.
I hope so. Can you hear me?
No, we cannot hear you.
Thank you. I'm fine, Artie. I'm sleeping my day away because I have to stay up in the night just because you cannot fit the stream in at a decent time.
Yeah, how inconsiderate of you, Artie.
Well,
how are you?
I'm so sorry, Jean Ricard. I mean, I'd like to make it earlier, but because of daylight savings and non-daylight savings, and I mean, I was having complaints before when I was doing that at convening time for you and some of the Aussies, but the Americans were complaining. Oh, that'd be
no,
good,
but
mate.
the Americans are so easy to please.
Make it whatever time you want to make it, Artie.
Yeah, I'll find this a bit.
Close-up of Richard's.
That's me rebuilt lounge car. I've it up and painted. I've painted it. I'm waiting to put a gloss coat on it. I just painted it today, so yeah, she's getting.
Wow, that looks good, Marty. Are you going to be? Are you defrost? You got to defrost before you can do that video.
Defrost.
Yeah, what he's come from the frozen north. It's always Look, Jean Ricard, it's always fun to have you on here. Yeah,
thank you,
Steve. Americans do complain, but some Americans complain more than the others.
Okay. What about Are you going to Europe in the start of June?
Yes, we got it. We're going to have to chat that between the three of us.
Okay.
I still need to finish off some loose ends here this week, and then I'm going to work on that because there's a few matters that I need to do.
Do you have anything but loose ends?
This is important. This is important.
He's got a very loose end. He's got a very loose end, but he's taking pills for it.
Don't tell everybody. Oi. No, well, the people that messed up my initial plan to get the Amherst are messing me around again, so I've got to deal with that before I can book a flight. And then we'll work from there because I'm looking at coming over on 1st of June. Yeah, okay.
To where?
To Germany. Oh no, he's a bandit. Yeah, I'm looking at leaving here
Hey guys.
end of May, first of June. 1st of June to come over there to Germany. I'm still waiting for one of my cousins to get in contact with me from Frankfurt. And hopefully get a cheap car from down there. Tyrant Bandit Randall Ellison. I'm not even going to ask what.
We've got our
it's their Bandit, Artie. And Anthony, I got dressed up for the stream.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes, that means that train is going to get uncoupled. It might. I know with the Jane ones, he won't come uncoupled. You just get more of a bit of a shunting between the carriages. And there will be Aussie wood squares. Good on you guys. Good. I gotta love you guys all, eh?
We just need Dean Rayburn and we can play match game. That's an American thing.
As I said, Sean, I'm waiting for
over 50 to get it.
I'm waiting for my cousin a distant cousin from Frankfurt to get in contact with me as well, so I can start doing the planning. Because if I can go to his place first, I can get a car off him, and then I can drive up to meet up with you guys, and then
with or without his permission.
Oh, with his permission. He always said if he ever come over there, he'll give me one of the cars. Test drive one of the cars. So so I've taken him up on his offer. So yeah, if I get a hold of that, it'd be good. If not, then I know you guys do, rail enthusiast. I know you guys love me. What's that? Original Spitfire Orange. 2569 Hemi Orange. Okay. I don't know. I lost it. I lost what they're talking about. But if not, I'll find a way because we're beating up in in Munich. That's right, and then heading down south. I'm going down to
Wait. If you're meeting us in Hamburg.
Hamburg. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Hamburg. I knew where I was meeting up with you guys. Yeah.
You'd Hamburg. Be doing that again. I'm at the station. Where are you? And Jean-Ricard and we're at the station. Where are you?
Well, yeah. Yeah, so we'll meet up there, and then from there I'll head down to we lost
John, your mic's not working again, and I'm not playing.
No, you wouldn't.
He's talking and nobody's here.
Yeah, John, we can't hear you.
What's that? Nancy saying, just for the record, we Americans just tell it like it is. That's a different kind of complaining. Yeah, that depends on who you're talking to, Nancy. I'm sorry.
By the way, hey to everybody in the chat.
Yeah. We have those type of people here too, but I come from the place where we don't sugarcoat anything. We just tell you as it is, or we'll give you a bum stare. Whichever one gives us the most fun. Well, I can take a bus and a train. I mean, that's not a bother at all. Yeah. Have to remember Artie's south, everyone else is north. That's exactly right, Steve.
No, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
Your south is just really, really south.
Well, I'm still south.
Yeah. Your south of you is just really, really south.
Yeah.
Until you hit that little south pole point, and then it becomes going north. But until you get there.
Yeah, no, my boat doesn't go that far south. I've got to find it first.
You got to find your butt?
My boat, not my
boat. Sorry.
Boat.
Can't help you got that crazy accent.
Well, you're going to have to get used to it. But yeah, as my trip will be after you guys, I'm going down to the south. I'm going to the music festival, and then I'm heading over into Croatia. I'm going to try to spend a couple of weeks with my auntie, and from there go back to Germany and fly back home again. But even if I go by train, I only got to change one. I just got to do one train change to get to Croatia from Germany or Austria to get down into Rijeka in Croatia, because that train goes to Trieste in Italy. So I've done my homework. But I prefer to drive in one way because you get to see some of the parts of Europe that you don't normally see. You can stop wherever you want. You can. I mean, it's a holiday. Yeah, I can do that, Jean Ricard. I can do that. But yeah, I agree with Sheen. There's nothing wrong with calling a spade a spade. And we'll just leave that topic alone for now, because I don't want to go going down the track where it's going to open up another can of worms again, a bad can of worms. Yeah. So, what have you been up to, Tom? I see you had another video release this week.
Yeah, I'm just playing around with my subway system today. I got some more rosin, and I started printing some things out for it, and I'm laying track down now.
Right.
And then I also got a soundtrack sound car decoder, and I put it in one of my hopper cars. And I got these KD wheel sets that have electric, they give you the power. And I put it in, and it all worked. And then I covered up the hopper, and then the sound went really bad on it. It didn't make any, it wasn't loud enough. So I'm going to have to change out and maybe put it in a box car so I can open up the door for the sound to come out, because it muffled it up pretty bad.
I actually used a generic speaker, which I got from J-Car Electronics, and it's got a bit of a high bass volume. And I put it inside my Tropicana cars, right? And they sound awesome. All I've done was drill a few holes out into the floor.
See, that's what somebody else said to me. Did you drill holes in the floor? And I said, well, I really didn't want to try doing that yet until I figure out what's going on.
Yeah, that's what I did, and it stopped the muffle. But these speakers that I got, they sit nicely inside the carriage, and I tacked them down, and they sound brilliant. Just let me answer this question that Railroad Enthusiast said. How long would it take to drive? It'd be like saying, how long's a piece of string? If I go non-stop, it's a 6-7 hour drive from Munich to Croatia, to where I'm going. That's if I don't stop anywhere. And the train trip's roughly about the same.
You take
but the joys of going by car. If you find somewhere nice, you can stop and have a break and do a bit of sightseeing and whatnot where you can't with the train, because when you're in the train only stops at stations. So there is one train that's an overnight train from Germany to there with a sleeping car. That basically obviously must be taking a scenic route. And the Ocean Railroad, yeah, well, we have got the Ocean Road here. Open bottom. Well, they say this is a good. That's an idea too. The hopper doors on the bottom. You can drill a few holes down there, Les. No, Tom.
Yeah, I can try that. But
hey,
Yeah.
Artie, just out of curiosity, when you fly to Europe from Australia, which way did they go, or do they give you options? In other words, are you going to go over North America, over to Europe, over the Atlantic, or do you take almost the same length route, go over Asia and up that way?
We normally go via Asia,
okay,
or we can also go over the North Pole. Okay, we can go that way, but I believe those flights are doing a bit of a divert at the moment.
Yeah, all those reindeer get in the way this time of year.
Yeah. Yeah, we usually go through Asia or through India and the Middle East and up through that way is the way we normally go. And it's actually longer to fly to Europe for us than what it is for me to go to the US.
Well, yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah. Because we've got to do a stopover either Singapore or Dubai or somewhere like that. How to go with no balloon? No, Bernard, I'm not doing that. No way, I'm not going to do that. I'll probably get shot out of the sky. Been mistaken for something else. No, you didn't, Marty. You haven't missed out anything yet.
That's no balloon. It's a space station. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, or something like that. Yeah. Oh God. Yeah,
actually, it could be.
Beg your pardon, Sean?
Actually, you could be mistaken for a balloon.
I'm not going down this road.
Well, I saw out.
Thanks, Sean. Thank you very much, buddy. What is it?
I saw your legs, they were white, just like the balloon.
Well, Anthony's keeping right out of this one. Yeah, well, we know. That knife hurt, yeah.
Well, look at the detail on this thing. This is really something.
Yeah, along.
I'll just have a sip of coffee.
We all live in the yellow submarine.
Marty.
It's Airwolf coming in.
You better keep defrosting there, buddy.
I'm back. Did I miss anything?
At least I know now the microphone works.
Yeah, your microphone definitely works. You fixed it.
It reminds me of a story from my family on my mom's side. We were at Thanksgiving dinner, and my Aunt Betty, who was an amazing cook, was a rather round woman. And, her son, Mike, and he was in his 20s at the time. He was, they're very sarcastic and banter back and forth. And he was teasing her about being overweight. And she said, I'm tired of you giving me grief about the weight. He says, oh, no, Mom, don't worry about it. I appreciated you being big and fat. It made it real easy for me when I was in school to draw circles. And then she turned to him and said, when you were in school, that's all you were smart enough to do.
Excuse me.
Okay. Bernard's asking, do the doors open on the trade com cars? I'm trying to think which ones that you're talking about, Bernard.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nearly with a 2 hour, an hour and a half, 2 hours stop, if I used a one flight, one aircraft, what they used to, it would take me about 32 hours of traveling to Germany. Yeah, he's still alive. I'll let him live longer.
And then it'll take 32 hours having.
Yeah,
again,
you messed up again there, Sean. You messed up again.
Oh, okay. I see what Bernard C's talking about, Tom. He's saying that the dump doors on the bottom of the car where the sound comes out.
Jean's getting a lot of trouble with this.
Yeah, Randall.
I don't know if he needs a new camera microphone or what, Jean. But yeah, you got a feedback, and then your audio went out again.
Yeah. No, we still lost your audio.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, sorry, but
Anyway, just with those Lima cars again. With these, I put finer scale wheels in the bogies.
Okay.
The what?
Finer scale wheels in the bogies.
Oh, okay.
Got rid of the old Lima cheese cars.
How you going for height though?
Yeah, good.
Because the only difference is with the Lima cars, is the flanges.
Yeah, them cheese cutters.
They've actually got a deep,
I'll call them.
Where did I put it? What's here? Yeah, you actually have a deeper flange. And
these ones are a bit different. They're the wheels. I think they're freight car wheels. But I did get some wheels from eBay. Hong Kong Special, Code 88s.
Oh yeah.
And they fit really good. I think I might have got some here. I'm just having a look and see if I've got some.
Steve 87.
Take 3.
Steve 87. Look, I would love to get in there, but you guys are going to have to chip in for it for me, okay?
Yeah, quite a bit.
Yeah. I'd love to do that. And I'll tell you what, that'll be a nice birthday treat for me, okay? So if you guys all get the money together and put me on the Emirates with a bedroom suite, I'll go for it. I'll go straight away. Well, I've got to go and make dinner. Yeah, that'd be right. You stir me up, you get me all hyped up, and then you're going to bugger off. Good on you. Hope you enjoy your meal.
Nah, I don't have any other wheels on me at the moment. They're at my brother's house. But yeah, they fit in quite well. They Code 88, whatever that is.
Well, I went for a wild ride last night. I was going to work.
I bet.
Got up there about halfway between here and number 9 highway where I turn off. There's this pretty steep hill, and I went up it. I guess it was completely covered in ice. And I got almost to the top of it and spun out right there. And when it did, the truck just took off backwards and just slid down the hill and off in the ditch it went. So I had to call my brother and have him pull me out. So
you need tires with grip.
It's got pretty good tires.
It's so icy, there is no grip.
Yeah, that's a bit, Anthony. When there's solid sheet ice, there's nothing. The best tires in the world can't help you.
There is one common thing between snow or ice roads and the effluent, the sewer that we used to cart out of the sewer plant here. They're both slippery when wet.
Yeah. Well, I kind of thought there was still a little bit of snow where I could kind of grip it, because the other day I went up that same hill and didn't have any problems. But I guess what had happened was it melted and then it refroze, and it just made it like glass. And
yeah, that's something that the Aussies don't experience much around here.
And you can hit the brakes and they just walk up and they just go faster. So,
but it's surprising. Look, just west of Sydney, up through the Brew Mountains. Richard knows where I'm talking about. From Katoomba and west going the other side. Look, it'd be a beautiful day. It looks beautiful, whatnot, but it's cold as. And whatever dew there was that fell in the early hours of the morning, it freezes over. And you got black ice everywhere, and you don't know it until you hit it. And many times I've gone up there with a truck and with a load of semi-trailer. It's like, whoa, this is just too slippery, because even the asphalt was slippery too. And there's nothing to bind. I pull over the side of the road and go, sorry guys, I'm just pulling out and waiting for this ice to melt up before I go on, because I'm going to go over the edge, and it's like some places it's like 1,000, 2,000 foot drop, and it's like I'm not going over the edge.
Here's a challenge to you.
Sean, you don't want to go backwards down that hill where I'm talking about. Trust me.
Can you name anything that isn't slipperier when wet?
That's a good question.
Water.
You can't grab water when it's wet.
And if you add more water to it, is it slipperier?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good question. We'll get back to that one later on the show. But yeah, it's when I was just before I was coming back home from Brisbane. I mean, I thought we had crazy drivers here, but yeah, this guy decided to overtake this garbage truck or traffic, and then he had a head on in the car. I thought, oh, this is going to be a nice one.
Queenslanders, they can't spell beer for a start.
No, they
Yeah,
can't.
they
They have
find
to
that
use the 4 X's.
No. They were trying to think hard, but no.
Yeah, no, we'll come up with something.
Anthony, isn't there something about Australians always being upside down?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just so to confuse the rest of you guys.
But someday we're going to find out that all our universal maps were wrong, and actually the universe is that way, and the Australians were the ones standing upright, and we were the ones upside down. But in the end, who cares? Because gravity and various laws of attraction don't really matter, because we all feel we're on standing up where we are.
Hey, mate, are you one of those Queenslanders that use indicators or not? Because I know a lot of Queenslanders up around Brisbane and the Gold Coast do not use indicators. They drive like people in New York. Yeah, they don't use indicators up there. It's crazy. But yeah, we're okay. We're talking about wetness and slippery and everything else.
Well, after that little debacle, I didn't take any trips after that. They called about 5 or 6 times after that, and I'm like, nope, I ain't doing that again. The roads are going to have to be melted before I go back out.
Yeah, I'll be back. I've got to finish doing my laundry. Yeah. Yeah.
No, I called my supervisor. I told him, I said, look, I can't get out. I said, the roads are so bad that.
Yeah, that's right, Shane. They forget to fill up with blinker fluid. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, I saw an article not long ago, well, a few years back, where the father sends in the daughter to a store, the car parts place in the US, and go in and get a bottle of blinker fluid. But obviously, this store already has got things ready for it, because they gave her a bottle of blinker fluid and go, here you go. She's like, where do I put it? It was a classic. It was really done well. Yeah. So, now, should I not? Should I not? Actually, I saw a very good video this week. What do I expect? They move up there from Mexico, then teach their kids to drive. Then the parents move back to, I totally not agree with you, Liz. I totally not agree with you there. There's a lot of Mexicans that moved up there, leave their kids up there and abandon their kids, and they go back down south because it's too hot for them up there. Again, to those what we refer to Mexicans here, we're talking about the people from down south in Melbourne. Now, I saw this video the other day where I believe is a train driver. Synthetic and helium. Jesus Liz. Okay, this guy he's done a train trip from. He's obviously a train driver. He's drives trains out of Sydney and all over the suburban and interurban trains like my line here. You've probably seen him, Richard. He done a. Let me find his name. He goes by name as Sydney Trains Cab Videos.
I think I've seen the videos. Yeah.
He's actually done a very good video, and I'd like to share it with you guys from the start to finish. And it's him doing a passenger run from Sydney Central's underground station, which is platform 25, all the way down through to us here and into Kiama. Now, it's a 13-minute video, so I'm going to try to bring that up and show you guys what it looks like from the driver's perspective. And go and check in his channel because he's got some brilliant videos of train journeys outside of staying from Sydney going up. He's got the slow versions and he's got the fast version. So I'll bring it up and okay, no, that's not how I'll bring it up, you idiot. Okay, I'm getting there. I'm just rusty, guys. So just bear with me for a moment. There we go. Now it's going from Central to Kiama. And here we go. I'm going to mute the sound. So this is starting out of Central, which is part of the underground, and the line comes from Bondi Junction. This is Redfern Station. It's now becoming a compulsory stop on the underground line. When you're on the surface, they don't all stop there. This is coming out near the engine depot, Erskineville. I'm going to stop it here. Now, on the right here is going to be the new Metro train depot service facility where they're doing the new Metro trains for the Sydney network. We've got the XPT Centre on the right. Then Tempe. This is the closest. Now, I want to stop it here for a minute. This is Walleye Creek. This is where you would change trains if you'd be coming from the airport down to our way. Now, all these buildings on the left, that used to be a concrete plant, an asphalt plant on the left-hand side. Used to be owned by Boral Concrete, and they sold it off. And they put all these big, massive high-rises. Next station up is where the Uncliffe Station. Sydney Railway Society is in that building on the far right. And the original line is the far two lines. The two lines to the right are the original track. Redfern. It's pretty much express through here. This is the home region of where Billy and Robin comes from. There's all new high rises there. There used to be all factories, all gone now. Hurstville. From here, the tracks go from 4 tracks to 2 track. It's a big interchange. And you'll notice there's no freight trains. It's all passenger train operation during the day. This is why you don't see me getting too many videos of freight trains during the daytime. Coming up the Georges River. Now, that bridge to the left, that's the original line down in there. And that's going across Georges River. It's hard to imagine. A lot of these cuttings originally used to be, they were hand dug out, but there'll be a cutting I'll show later on that was hand dug up back in the late 1800s, 1900s. Southern Station. And I'm going to stop it just up here. Oh, this substation on the left. Let me see if I can back it up 5 seconds. Oh, no. Stop. That building on the left there, that used to be a power station, substation. That friend of mine, Billy, that passed away, that's where he done his apprenticeship, dealing with high voltage power. And now we're getting on the outskirts. Got the Royal National Park on our left, where you see where we get all the kangaroos and drop bears and all that sort of stuff. The main highways to the right. You're probably seeing some of those on my shots from the passenger side.
Yeah, no one talks about Yowies anymore.
Yowies, no, yeah, they're further west. We don't have Yowies here. They're out west. They're up at the Pilliga Ranges. So now we come to Waterfall Station. Now this waterfall, this is the suburban limit. This is how far the suburban trains or the Sydney limit is coming south along my line. That's Waterfall Station there on the right. The turntable still exists, but it's not in use anymore. And this is where we say goodbye to the highway. That's on the right. And this track, this cutting here. Right, now originally used to be a tunnel, which is on the side that we're on now. When they decided to do the duplication in the 1900s, all this cutting here was dug out by hand, by horse and cart. None of this hydraulic machines or what we have now. So it gives you an idea how much work was done by hand at the days. They found it was easy and more convenient to dig it out by hand than to do a duplicate tunnel. So this is going through the Royal National Park on the southern side of it. And it is a beautiful view going through here. Very windy. It's one of the reasons why we don't have super fast trains. It would have been good if our state government bought one of those Swiss high-speed trains. They would have gone a bit quicker through here. They were designed for it. Helensburgh, this is the first suburb for Wollongong in the northern parts of my city. And look at it, it's just all bushland. And now we start a whole series of tunnels. And it loops around itself. The canyon. The line here to the left, that goes up to Helensburgh Coal Mine. Now, there has been a couple of coal trains that we actually seen going up in there. They're done in a push-pull configuration. Coming into Otford. We're inside a gully at the moment. And on the right, we've got stables for the horses, retired race horses and that. Now, Otford here, You can't see, but in a tree line here to the left, in that just beyond that grass, is the original line that goes out down through there to one of the tunnels and brings you out to Stanwell Park. And that was the second longest tunnel in the system. And this is coming out on Stanwell Park. Now the ridge, there's the viaduct there. Now the original line used to come up, it's hard to see it here. The original line comes out from a gully on the left and joined up the top here. Now, if you remember when I was chasing that steam train at Scarborough, this is north of that station, and we're going into the tunnel. Got the coal and coke works there.
Have you actually been? Sorry, Artie. Have you actually been to the old tunnels at Stanwell Park?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. We're going to go up there one time.
Yeah.
Here's Scarborough Station. And now this is the run coming down the mountain. It's all downhill from here. Wombara Station, where I got all those good, cool shots. This is all part of Wollongong. As you see, it's so green down here. I mean, when you're up in this part of the woods, you wouldn't even think they're in a city or near one of the most popular cities in the world. Thurrool. This is one of our most northern populated suburbs. As you see, there's not a single freight train. So with my operations that I'm going to be doing on my layout is basically passenger trains with freight trains thrown in later on. And from now on, it pretty much straightens itself out. And on this run here, they actually can make up time and speed up and whatnot. Those 48s, when I used to travel by train, they used to open up the old alcoves through here and try to break the speed limit along this line here. Now we're coming close back to Wollongong. Got the North Wollongong station here where we stop at. This is where all the uni students come off, because you've got a university to the right. Wollongong, as you see, it's a growing city, all those new high-rises. Wollongong City. That's all changed. All the boats are left and right hand side. Then you've got Coniston, which is the main exchange. You've got left to go the coal loader, straight takes you to the steelworks. And you go right, it takes you down to where, pretty much into our direction. The two main lines there that we come on to now takes you up the mountain as well. They duplicate these two lines for the Mollendon, but there's one freight train, a wheat train. That comes down the freight corridor, which is from the mountain. Unidera Station. Yeah, they got a freight corridor which goes straight up and basically bypasses the traffic. The passenger traffic doesn't interfere with the passenger train traffic. Now we're coming close to Richard's area.
Hey, Adapter.
So as you see, Richard's not that. I mean, I know this is sped up, but this is pretty far. I'm going to stop it. Whoop. Up on the left here, where that fence is, there used to be a dairy processing plant where they used to process milk and cheeses and that. This is going past your old places up.
Yeah, mate. Yep.
Here somewhere, wasn't it?
Back a bit.
Yeah, back just a little bit back from here is where Richard was originally.
And there's a junction that used to go to the old smelting works back up there too.
What, to the power station?
No. back in the 1800s, there was a junction, there was a smelting works
Yeah.
up there.
Yeah, well, here, this is where at Yalla, sorry, people, I'm stopping the starting.
Yep,
There actually used to be a junction here
Getting whiplash.
that came from the Huntley coal mine, crossed the main line and goes to the left of the coal power station. And that closed down in the early 1700s. This is coming down to Albion Park Rail. This here, that building to the right there, that's another milk processing plant. Our area down here is very rich in
dairy.
well, our main farming industry down here is dairy products, like your milk and cheese, but mainly milk. This is now in the southern region. Now we're in Shell Harbour City. I mean, look, not even snow. You don't even see any snow here. The new Oak Flat Station. And just up the line here, we're going to go through the tunnel. And apparently it holds the record for the smallest tunnel.
Shortest tunnel. Yeah.
Shortest tunnel in the world. That's it.
Blink and you miss it.
But it shows all this land on the left, that used to be all farmland. That's the newest station on our line. We used to have potato farms here. That's all gone. Now, this line to the left used to be where they loaded up the gravel trains to go to Sydney, because there's a quarry out to the right-hand side. It'd be good to redo that. Richard? It'd be good to redo the your loading facility in Shell Harbour Station.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Yeah. Minamara, good fishing here. Nice beaches here. Now, this is an electrified line which finishes off at Kiama. And they are coming out with these new hybrid passenger trains. Bombo Station. This is where we get our ballast. And for those who want to go rail fanning, there's a nice beach to the left. They're very liberated in that beach there too, but you got the rail tracks as well. Yeah, I've done a lot of when we've done electrification down here, I've done a lot of excavation work down in here with a friend. Now we're at Kiama. Beautiful area. This southern bit of the platform here, that's what I worked on, the foundations on that. Now, from here, we've got another 2 stations. Which is Berry and Bombo. We got the ethanol plant down there. The ethanol. We used to have the paper mill down there. We used to have the dairy farmers milk processing plant. G'day, Rick. How are you, bud? And we used to run. They used to run all the milk during the midday up the mountain. I'm going to put a link on later. Actually, I'll put his link up now. Guys, go over and check him out. He's got some great videos. He's got some great videos with the network out of Sydney. Now I'm going to go back and read the comments because I know I've lost a lot of. How many miles did he travel? Okay, it's 45 miles between Central and Wollongong, and it's another. He's traveled about 60, 70 miles. Yeah, it's about 70 miles he's traveled. How do you milk a roux? Yeah, very carefully. I tell you what, go out with one of the farmers and they'll give you a pair of gloves and you go and have a try.
John's looking more awake tonight, Rick. No, he's got a little more light on behind him today.
The farmer will probably give you a shotgun and say, "Here, shoot the bastard."
Yeah, well, John Benicki, that line. Well, now with that line, they are going to use the new hybrid system, very similar to what Germany's got, where it will run underneath the power lines, recharging its battery or whatever system it's going to be using to Cayenne, and then from Cayenne, it's going to go down to Nara or Bomaderry, which is another 20 miles down, and return and go back into Sydney. That should be coming out in the next 6 years if they don't mess about.
Well, I never heard of that.
Yeah. Well, we actually had butt cars running down there. Richard's the one that's done the set of butt cars that have going down to that used to run from down there. Oh, Bathurst 12 hours, yeah, but Bathurst 1000 is the mean and nasty one, or used to be. There's a government Yowie crossing at Mount Woodenberg signpost, and then a zebra stripe. Yes, I remember that one. But don't give them too much away where it is.
Mm-hmm.
Do they call the cow catcher a root catcher? No, we just call them bull bars. Where am I? The trip through the business. Yeah. Yeah, well, we're going to get that state of origin back here one day, Marty. Sorry, I'm reading things backwards. Do we have steam trains out on that line? Yes, Ralph Thuzic. You'll see the 59 class in my video. She does do the what they call the picnic train run, and it goes down to Cayenne, which is the last stop in that video. So if you catch that steam train from Sydney, you ride that whole network except for the underground side of it. You will see the top level, the suburban, the intercity area above ground where the steam train runs from. So you get to see all that. You end up in Cayenne. You got roughly about an hour and a half, 2 hours to sightsee in Cayenne. Grab yourself a lunch, get yourself an ice cream, jump on the train and head back up again. It's a beautiful train ride. Yeah, okay, so I caught up on that part of it. Yeah, Richard is. He hasn't been drinking.
No.
Chris, how are you?
Coffee today.
Yeah, truth of the matter is, people, he's run out. Yeah,
It's not hot enough to drink today. It was actually quite cool today. Not too bad.
Yeah, well, stop hogging the wind. Let some of it come up here. Well, we had a lot of the milk and cheese facilities here along this line. There's still they've still got Jerry Gong. That used to be enough. They used to have another milk processing cannery there where they used to bring the milk in. The farmers used to bring the milk in. They used to have those big canisters originally and put them in a box car every morning. And the train used to, there used to be a morning service and an afternoon service. And they used to pull up in the sidings, load the cans up in the wagons, and off they go. And then they turn those depots into receiving milk tankers by rail. And the train, as it going down an hour, will drop off the empties, go down an hour, pick up the empty ones, the loaded ones up, and start heading back up and do a lot of switching. And that was back in the days of when the other guy on the other side there was only just been born. But even in my days, I remember seeing the milk train coming up through about lunchtime.
Yeah, I've seen the milk train.
Oh, you remember that, don't you? You remember the old milk train, eh? And they had
Yeah, when that
sorry.
stopped running, it would have been about the 90s. It stopped running, very early 90s.
Yeah.
Running.
Yeah, when Dairy Farmers shut down that facility, and they also shut down the paper mill in the mid '90s. We used to have paper mill down at Nara, where they used to make specific paper, like for your passports and documentations and that sort of stuff, like very, very expensive paper. But they shut all that down, moved that away. The only thing that goes up and down to Nara now is flour and grain down to Nara, as they got an ethanol plant there where they produce ethanol out of grain. And some of that is for domestic use and is also being exported. So the containers go from there up into Sydney and onto ships and going overseas. A lot of rail served industries in every direction from, well, I can't wait for warmer weather. We used to have that here too, Dave. But sadly, they've taken a lot of the sidings out. As you see in that video, there's hardly any freight trains at all running. We used to have the coal trains that used to fit in between, but as we know, the world is using less and less coal, and we don't see as many coal trains on that track on that line anymore.
What about intermodal, Artie? Do they run any intermodal stuff on there?
The only intermodal that you'll find on that line goes to the ethanol plant and back.
Okay.
At Untitled that you see that main line going up the mountain, they will run the intermodals there, the interstate ones, when the top line is closed.
Okay.
Because the way our rail network is, if one line's closed, they can divert the trains another way. So if the main line between Mossvale and Sydney is shut down, then they'll send the intermodals down this way.
Okay.
Now, they don't do double stacks in our area because that won't make it to the tunnels.
Yeah, the tunnel looked like it was pretty low, so or didn't have a lot of clearance. What I was trying to say.
That big long tunnel that you saw us go into, that single line tunnel, we actually had to drop that tunnel by 10 feet. So the double decker trains could actually fit in that tunnel. I remember when they were talking about duplicating that line, they've ended up finding out that the materials for the duplication of that line tunnel was sold to New Zealand. New Zealand bought that tunnel and turned it into a mushroom farm. So they couldn't afford to duplicate that tunnel. USS Missouri was here in the area at the time, and the American government offered to blow the side of that mountain cliffside out so they can actually put a dual carriageway. Of course, that was knocked on the head. We go, no, we're not going to go that path. Because there is a main road beside it. It's called Seacliff Bridge, and there's a lot of car ads that are made in that location. So they just left it like that, and we dropped the line down 10 feet. So the double-decker trains could actually fit into that tunnel. The other tunnel before, the couple of tunnels before it, we only dropped them down by 5 feet. So the double deckers can fit underneath. So it gives you an idea how much spacing. Intermodal we only see down here, as I said, when the main line's closed. I need to get back up to Mossvale because apparently Mossvale, they got all the Perth-bound trains coming in and out, going out through that way. Because the main line that goes from Sydney to Broken Hill has been washed away for the rains and floods they had out west, and they're taking a long way around. They're basically going down from Sydney, they're going down to Melbourne and following the perimeter of the countryside to go to Perth. But for the freight to get from here to Sydney, it is actually quicker to send it up by road than it is by rail, by train. To give you an example, for a milk train to go from say Wollongong or even Nowra to I'll go from Wollongong, which it's no longer there now, but to get milk from Nowra to the main dispatch in Sydney by train used to take 4 hours. Right, by the time it gets to the network and fits in between the passenger trains, it takes about 4 hours. For a semi-train to get from Wollongong to Sydney, it's an hour and a half. So it's a lot quicker. Okay, where are we?
Well, you're in Wollongong.
Yeah, I'm in Wollongong, yeah. 2 railroads. Now, the line is the line of the train is state government owned. The main freight company, Pacific National, is also a subsidiary company run as a business by the government. But we do have private operators. We do have Independent Rail. We do have Cube, Logistics, and a few other companies. Yeah. That actually do run freight trains now along that line due to deregulation. The passenger train service, they are talking about privatising that here in this state, take it out of the government hands. But after the experiences and what's been happening in
Melbourne? I think Melbourne's had a bit of trouble with the private enterprise.
Melbourne and Adelaide's had it, and now they've seen what's happened in the UK. How many inhabitants in Wollongong at the moment? It will be close to 1 million or something down here. I think we're the top 5 or 6 most populated cities in Australia.
Wow.
But it doesn't look it because Wollongong's so spread out, right? The city of Wollongong is spread out in it's about close to 30 miles long. Is how long Wollongong is, or the Wollongong Council or the county goes for that length. Yeah, it's close to 1 million. You're very close to 1 million, but it's at the top 5 or 6 largest cities in Australia. The thing that gave it a population is the steelworks and the coal mining. But as you see, there's coal mining slowly dwindling. We still have some, but automation's taken over that. Steelworks, computerization's taken over that.
A lot of the mines too, they only mine a specific coal, like metallurgical coal or whatever, and they can only use it for so much, many things, and it's that sort of dying off too.
Well, it's not just that. It's not just that anymore, Richard. Like a friend of mine, by name of James, he works at South 32. He's one of the big wigs. As he was saying, look, once upon a time, even in my days when I used to cut the coal in before that, when they mined the coal, they used to dig it out and stockpile it. And have it up there until it gets sold. Now they're only digging the coal out as they receive the orders. So once upon a time, they used to, like, our coal loading facility, it's a shame I can't get into there anymore. They used to have all these bays, allocated bays, and we only had about 4 or 5 coal mines in the area. So as soon as one was empty, one of the coal mines will say, right, okay, we got X amount of stock, we've got to get rid of it. We can take it down a coal loader and store it down there, and we'll be able to sell it. It's ready to go. Now it's not like that. Now they just wait for the orders, and everything stays underground until the orders come in. They
Mm.
change the practices. It's cheaper to do it this way. And this is how they're making a bit more money out of the coal too.
Yeah, I suppose I've seen cost cutting up at South 32. Wow.
Yeah, they have, but after they got burnt, you can understand why.
Mm.
Hey guys, I'm going to drop off now. It's been
Okay,
great.
Thomas.
Yeah,
All right. Have a good night, Thomas.
Yeah, we'll see you.
Okay, we'll see you Wednesday.
Hey,
Yeah,
mate.
Wednesday. Take care.
Okay.
See you.
Looks like
Well,
Anthony.
that's right, Les. It's they make electrification made.
Down the plate there, mate. Oh, you're on your phone. Yeah. Sorry, mate. You look like you're going to
Artie,
sleep.
can I start some trouble?
Yeah, I thought you already started the trouble. What's the trouble now?
I'll start some different trouble. How big did you say Wollongong was population?
Oh, he's picking up on you.
Uh-oh.
A lot of people.
A lot of people. A lot of bloody people.
I do believe the word 1 million was used.
Pretty close, yeah.
Not according to Wikipedia.
Oh, what are they saying?
Not according to the Australian National Census. Your population is somewhere, depending on which census you use, 295,000 to 302,000. So you're about the size of Toledo here.
Hell no. They got their figures wrong. Oh, hell no.
Maybe it's drinking all that beer. You count everybody 3 times. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Oh. But then again, there has been a lot of people that have moved out too, I suppose.
No, that includes the suburban area.
Okay.
1 minute. Yeah, hang on. What? No, yeah, 200,000 maybe the city, but
The city is 280,000, and counting the suburban area, the metropolitan area, they said is about 305 to 320,000.
Yeah, right.
See, I had to look that up because when I first started talking to you, you mentioned Wollongong. I look it up. I wanted to read about your city, and I remembered it not being near 1 million. But like I said, I'm just here to start some trouble again.
yeah. And we might have dropped. We might have dropped because we have lost a lot of jobs, but I know we had a big population and it's going up. So we do have a lot of students that come in from overseas as well. There's a lot of factors here. There's a lot of things going on. As I said, we do have a big population of overseas students. There's at least 50, 60,000 students there, given time. Summertime during the holiday breaks, vacation time and weekends. You can't move on the beaches.
There's a lot of American cities like that. One of the colleges I went to after I left West Point was a little college called Ohio Northern. It was a little town called Ada, which had a population of about 3,000 people. And when college was in session, there were 2,500 students on top of that. So it almost doubled the population when school was in session.
Yeah. I think we could have dropped, but when you look at all the new homes and look at all those high rises, I mean, Rich can vouch for me. Even Les, he's a good one, but Les can vouch for it. Like he wouldn't recognize all those high rises in the background. He's originally from down in here. So that's right, Les. 28,000 people used to work, and that still works alone. And yeah, I think it's about 700 to 1,000 people working there now.
Because when I was born, Toledo, and around the time I was about 3-4 years old, Toledo had a population of well over 400,000 people, 420, 430,000 people. Now estimates are about 290,000 because it's a dying city. It's a Rust Belt city. It's a dying city. If the Jeep factories and the GM plant were to close, Toledo would just disappear off the map because we'd be like Flint, Michigan, which was a huge city. And now it's about a third of the population it was 40 years ago because all the GM plants closed up in Flint. And it killed the city.
Good point, Derek. Good point. Yeah. Very good point. Yeah, all the dead wood got flushed down the drain and out the Pacific Ocean. Dead right, Derek. Thank you. Yeah. I don't know what would happen to Wollongong. Because 700 employees in Steelworks, but then you got at least another 2,000 contractors that are supporting it, 2,000 plus. What would happen here? We don't know. I think we'd be worse off than what happened up in our sister city, Newcastle.
Same with the mining industry. There's a lot of spin-off contractors for the mining industry too, man, and it's gonna kill it.
Well, yeah, we don't have really that many. The coal mines that we have here is basically supplying into the steelworks. Then Dendrobium, Westcliff. Okay, Westcliff does do a little bit of export too. Appin, that's all metallurgical coal. But Appin gets it also out of Towers. Towers and Cordo. Westcliff gets it out of Cordo because it's all underground. What's going to happen to those mines? Coalcliff is gone. It's finished. It's plugged up.
I think Metro's not too far behind.
No, Metro's not too far behind either. That's owned by Peabody, American company.
But even Dandro's got about maybe 2.5 years, 3 years left, and it's finished. Because the biggest reason behind that is too because they asked for an extension to go under the water catchment, and they said no, we're not doing it. You can't go under there. With reason, I wouldn't like it. Yeah. You never heard of all this business,
Richard. There's so many mines we've got up here that's already been under the catchment area.
I know that for a fact.
The old Nebo went underneath the catchment. Kimura went underneath the old catchment.
Yeah, but they don't want Dandro to go under the catchment. Well, when I say Dandro, from what I've heard from the guys when I was working up there, you go underground, you go to Nebo, you go to all these places anyway. I mean, you drive there all underground to get there.
Well, yeah. I'm just glad I'm living where I am now. If they end up piercing the wrong way and the water came out through that catchment area, well, I'm not going to get washed away. I've got that hill blocking me.
Oh, yeah. Actually, from what one of the miners told me, this is one of the, what do you call a head miner that goes underground? I'm trying to think what do you call them? There's a certain name for it. Like a, it's like a
surveyor.
No. The head miner that goes underground.
I can't think of the name. Oh, he's frozen up.
Oh, they've cut him off. They're stopping him from revealing secrets.
Yeah. Okay, Marty, go and have a lunch. I'm going to knock off soon too. Anyway, oops, yeah, Richard, they're onto him, and you reckon I was the bad one. I won't be, Richard, because the tunnel is on the other side of the hill from my place. But a lot of the steelworks and whatnot, the main channel, well, in that gully where I had that problem with that, when Anthony first became a co-host for me, and I was down at the bottom of the hill with my phone,
causing trouble.
That's where the water will come flowing through. It will be flowing through there. So you can imagine all that area, that all will be underwater. But I don't know. I mean, things that goes on with the mining underground, a lot of people won't ever know. But it's been a part of life, really. What would happen to our community if the steelwork closes? It's hard to know. I know that we're expecting Newcastle, which is our city.
I cut out.
They're onto you, mate. They're onto you giving away trade secrets.
See, that's the New South Wales government, man. Big Brother's watching, all right?
Yeah, well,
And frozen again.
Yep. And now, as you can see, our state government has actually honed in on Richard, and he'll be back as soon as the rent cops have. Good night, Dave. Catch you later.
As soon as the
once
Gestapo gets finished with him.
Yeah. Hey, look, Richard, we only got till March. We've got to put up with it. Elections are up in March, okay? Don't forget about that. We thought Newcastle was going to completely die off when that steel mill closed down. Up there, they specialise in rebar, small thin flats, and that sort of stuff.
Hey, John Mystic, how are you?
The only thing that got Wollongong up and going was anything that got Newcastle was all the open cut mines. Anthony saw the Irish operation. I already said there were 1 million people in Wollongong. And Anthony called. Yeah. But Derek, to be actually honest, you want to come down here, you should see how crowded our beaches are here during holiday season, like Christmas holiday and long weekends. We get an influx of terrorists coming down from Sydney and Western Sydney because our beach is that good. You can't move on them.
Some that even can't swim.
Yeah,
the little shark biscuits.
Yeah, that's what they are.
Oh, that's a good one.
I like that one. Yeah. Zombie ready.
Hey, I was taught that by an Australian. I had an Australian friend years ago who said we call little kids. He lived on one of the beach cities there near the Great Barrier Reef, and he says we call children shark biscuits. Hey, Mom, you might want to get your shark biscuits away from the beach.
Look, when we used to do the shark patrols, I remember us circling around this couple, this family group, and I tell you what, the shark was like from me to that back wall away. Just honey, and of course our plane, we circle around, we got sirens under it, we got microphones out under, route speakers, telling the people to get out of the water. You know what they were doing? Hello, how are you there? Hello. We were so lucky. The people that at the cafe shop, they heard our plane flying because they had a distinctive sound. Then they heard our sirens go off. They come out and watching us circling, and they're like, "You people, get out of the water. There's a shark in there." And I tell you what, from here to that corner wall, that's how far the shark was at them. And it was one of those, what are the juvenile ones, the small ones, Makos, a young Mako. And I tell you what, they are just like juvenile kids. They just attack for the fun of it. They're not there to eat you. They just want to make fun and play with you, basically. Make a mess. Yeah, well, someone has to feed them, yeah. Yeah, someone does have to feed them great whites. That's why they get so big. You know, they have their snacks here during the summertime, then they go down south or come up and visit you guys.
Well, the great white is the one that gets all the press, but it's the bull sharks and the tiger sharks that are the real nasty ones.
The bull shark, yeah, that's the one I was the bull shark and the Makos. They're the troublemakers. We have another one here is the grey nurse. They look fierce, but they're pretty docile.
Yeah.
That proves that just proves, Artie, the world's full of them. Yep, that's right. They are.
Well, John, it's try number 5. Go.
I'm here.
You're
don't
here
know if
and
you
you're audible for now.
But
That's
I
all right.
can
I'll drop
hear
in
you
too for a
all
little
the
bit.
time. I don't know what the heck is going on with my connection, because I can hear you. I hear everything you say, but when I try to comment on something, you basically say that my microphone
The
doesn't work.
microphone.
No,
So
no,
I don't
it
know
has
if
no.
you're, what microphone you're using, but it's for whatever reason it's struggling because you will get a beep, 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 and then your audio goes again, and it's
Oh, look,
almost like a microphone shorting out.
yeah, no, honestly,
Yeah.
Sean. I mean, I was listening to comment, and I've been waiting for your comment, and it drops out. I mean,
Sean, they are learning to adapt. They're catching bull sharks up into freshwater areas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stay permanently in freshwater, but where the brackish water between seawater and freshwater, they're hanging out in there, and they're adapting. They are evolving. They're finding them up. What is it? The Mississippi River, some of the rivers in Florida.
Yeah.
That they're going further and further north. They're getting up there. Someday somebody's going to be in Minnesota, go taking a quick boat ride and get eaten by a bull shark in Minnesota.
Yeah, I don't know if you ever saw the show Swamp Mysteries. Yeah, I don't know if you ever saw the show Swamp Mysteries. It used to be on the History Channel, but they showed them catching sharks. At the time, this was 2-3 years ago now in the bayous of Louisiana and Mississippi. I mean,
they're just constantly catching them further north.
Yeah, but as we were saying, look, when we were doing the beach patrols and that, and even the shark experts were saying, the two worst times of the day to go in the water, that's dawn and dusk, because that's their feeding time.
Right.
And another thing that they've slowly learned is dark clothes.
The two worst times to go in the water is daytime and nighttime.
No, you want to go at nighttime, but the worst time to go in the water is breakfast time and dinner time. That's when all the creatures are eating.
I've only been swimming in the ocean once. We drove out, Joyce and I drove out east to visit her sister's family who live in Virginia, and they were about a 3-hour drive from the coast. So we went over to a place called Delaware Beach, and went swimming there, and we had to dodge all the little jellyfish, and they had a warning up, and then they cleared it, but you could still see all these little jellyfish everywhere, and it was like, okay, maybe this was not a good idea to swim today. They were coming in.
Yeah, well, see, the third largest in New South Wales, but see, the reason why we have our population drop is because of people like Les abandoning this beautiful city. Rita said the best time to get in the water is right after a shower. Thanks, Rita. Yeah.
Apparently, Rita doesn't worry about shrinkage.
No. Well, I don't know. I think Rita does all right in the shrinkage.
Well, I think basically it's probably more dangerous to cross a road in Australia than to take a dip in the ocean.
Yeah, you're probably right there.
It's what.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you're right.
That's the thing about Toledo. There's nothing dangerous here.
What pollution, Les? There's no pollution here. There's more pollution in Miami than what there is here. Even Jacksonville, Florida, is more pollution.
No earthquakes. Tornadoes miss us here. They always go north or south of us and hit all the suburbs.
Yes, that's a good thing.
No poisonous creatures. Maybe a brown recluse spider here and there.
I've gone in the water in here, but
the only thing dangerous here in Toledo are drivers from Michigan.
Yeah, well, yeah, there is, but what?
Yeah, so I've seen hardcore.
Yes, Gringilla has cleaned up. Gringilla has cleaned up, even apart from the people. But I mean, that old pollution and smog we used to have in Gringilla, even Richard can vouch for it. It's
cleaned up a bit.
it's 80% a lot better than what it used to be.
That's not guaranteed, Derek. It's not guaranteed they'd find your body on land.
Well, might find a body part, but which part we don't know. Might be just a foot. Might be just a finger. Yeah, Democrats. John, no politics, mate. Let's not go that way.
Because I would have always said the opposite. I would have always said Republicans, but there it is.
Oh, where's our share?
Randall is trying to get us back on track, it seems.
Oh, hello.
Oh,
is that a shark nose? No.
That is an Erie bill, Richard.
I'll be back in a moment, guys. Give me a sec.
Yeah.
But yeah, I picked these up. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice, but I found these at an antique shop at West Plains about 3 years ago now. They're really good looking engines. The only downside is this B unit right here. I'll turn the camera right here. This B unit has a problem. It really binds up when it's running. To the point where I've actually quit using this pair until I can figure out what's exactly wrong with this one. The A unit runs just fine, but this one here has got an issue with the drive line.
Yeah. What's the brand of it?
It's a lifelike Proto 1. Well, technically it's a Waller's, but because these engines were made just after Waller's acquired lifelike, so. But these are the old Proto 1000 engines. I'll tell you what, this A unit though, it's got one heck of a headlight on it. You would be wise not to stare at this thing with the lights on it, because they will put your eyes out. But like I said, as soon as I figure out what's causing the issues with this engine, with this booster unit, I'll get these two back out running again, because man, they were quite a pair.
Yeah.
So,
impressive. Are they Alco?
I'm
not quite sure.
They're not technically Alcos. I think they're like an early General Electric unit.
Okay, yeah, I'm just trying to look at the design of it. Yeah, okay, yeah.
So
early General Electric, yeah.
Yeah, I've actually had these engines for quite a while. I just saw them sitting on the shelf, and I thought they were really cool looking. Something a little different.
They got the Alco style trucks.
Yeah, if you actually look at them from the side, they do look like the Alco PAs. But looking at them head on, the nose is a little different. Front pilot's a little different. But even for this not being a full-on Pro 2000 engine, it's still got a lot of details on it.
Yeah, it looks all right.
Yeah, it's a heavy engine too. I mean, these are heavy little engines. So,
well, I'll pull a lot of cows around the track then.
Yeah, it'll walk around pretty good with a passenger train.
Well, that's a very how can I say it? Very unique design of locomotive.
Yeah, it is. I kind of wish Waller's would bring these back, but it's been a long time since they did these engines.
Yeah.
I think let's see, it's got on the back of the box. 2005. So it's been a little while.
What's the actual locomotive type? Does it say the type on the box?
Let's see what we got here. Okay, it says on the back, it says introduced to compete with EMDs, E units, and Alco PAs. It's a Fairbanks Morse. Okay, so it's not a GE. It's a Fairbanks Morse Erie built. 2,000 horsepower per unit. So if I'm reading this right, this engine would have 2,000 horsepower, and the booster would have 2,000 horsepower. So together they're a 4,000 horse engine or a pair. Says designed by Raymond Loewy and built by General Electric at the Erie, Pennsylvania factory.
Okay.
Said only 111 locomotives were built, 82 A units and 29 B units were delivered to 7 American railroads from 1945 until 1949.
Yeah, definitely unique.
Yeah. Gives a list of the roads they have: Santa Fe, Milwaukee Road, New York Central, Pennsylvania. I'm trying to keep up here. Union Pacific. Well, that's the only railroad it gives. It doesn't give the other 3 that owned them.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen a design quite like it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a cross between an outgoing and an EMD.
Yeah, it really is.
Anthony,
But it says after a glamorous beginning, said the Erie builds were later reduced to commuter and freight service.
Yeah, right.
And they were mostly gone by the early 1960s.
Yeah.
Anthony, I have a question for you. Have you seen the Fishman car?
Whoops, hang on a second. Sorry, hit something wrong there. What was that, Jean-Ricard?
I asked if you had seen the news from Nuremberg Spielware Messe, the Fishman car motion system.
No, I have not seen that one yet. I've been trying to keep up with the toy show. The largest toy show in the world is occurring right now in Nuremberg, Germany. It's the International Toy Show, and it's where all the companies go and show off, especially the rail companies, but it's all the toy companies, but model train people. So I've been trying to keep up with it, but I have not caught. I saw that, what's the channel? X24 with Frank Butig put up their interview with the Wiesmann people, but I did not watch it yet.
You should definitely watch it because it brings something new to the car system like Faller, except it's from Fishman.
Yeah, it's from Wiesmann. Yeah, after I just invested in this and hoping this will be the way forward with my Fowler cars. It's metal tape. That's all it is. You don't have to enlarge it.
Okay.
I'm going to cut this into thin strips, and that way I can custom build the road and still run it over the motor points that I need it, and do it that way. And then I don't have to use the track, and I can maybe even squeeze in the actual 2 lanes where I was actually only doing 1 lane of traffic. And do it. And then I'm going to cover that with Bush road tape. Rather than build the tape, I'll just embed the tape into the foam, and then I will just cover that over with Bush's really nice looking HO scale road tape.
Yeah. But
yeah, I'll see what Wiesmann has. But if it involves spending more money, I think I'm done. This is my last try. Otherwise, I'm just doing a very simplistic Fowler car and calling it done.
Yeah, but one thing I would suggest to you before you do all the work of cutting up in stripes and so on, take a piece of that metal tape there and put it on the table and just try if the car will work with it.
Already done.
Okay.
Yep.
And it worked.
In fact, I was doing it here while Artie was while I was watching the video with Artie. I was just sitting here and turning the little yeah. I'm holding it on a curve. See, if I hold it straight, it works. So yes, it's all good. That's why now I'm doing it. Turn off.
You're trying to have a runway with you, Anthony?
What? Well,
I
yeah, I
said,
had to turn the bus off, so I called it ugly and stinky, and that made it.
No, Well, Santa Cora, I butchered the name of your channel. I'm sorry, but I think you are right. I think it is a gear issue with this booster unit, because not only does it act like it's binding, like it's struggling to get moving, it makes a it makes a
Hi,
noise like
Jim.
it's got a gear, like it's got a cracked gear or something.
Thanks for coming, Jim. I'll see you during the week, buddy.
Yeah, Steve, there's a channel that's simply called X24, but it's in German. As far as do they have a live stream, I don't know of any channel that's doing a live stream, and if they are, it's in German or French or Dutch, or it's not going to be in English. So
it's all right, Steve.
The best thing to do would be to Google it.
Jim,
the International Toy Show. Spielzeugmesse, Spielwarenmesse.
Steve, if you give this guy here next to me some nice spending money, he might teach you German. I said might. Shit, that reminds me, I've got to start polishing up my mind too.
But yeah, the channel is X24, and the guy who hosted is one of my. I'm actually friends with the guy on Facebook. His name is Frank, or in proper German, Frank Buttig, Buttig, Frank Buttig. He used to work as he's a well-known German hobby and toy show host, and he used to cover the International Toy Fair for years for my shop, Modell Bond Shop Lipa. And 3 years ago, he and Lipa parted ways, and he formed a new channel called X24. But he used to do all the interviews of all the toys, show all the new products coming in. But like all the new trains, like where you saw I did the catalogs, they've released the catalogs, and all the companies now release their own videos. Now, Märklin, my company, does an English. You can look up Märklin, and they do an English, and there's an hour-long special in English showing all their new stuff. And then you just do the German companies, Rocco, ROCO, Pico, PIKO, and they all do video show where they go more in depth than any of like the X24 and that. But yeah, X24 has about 16 videos already up from the toy fair. That's train related stuff, or companies that make hobby related stuff, which is why I'm behind seeing them.
I would definitely suggest that you find the channel X24, because he does all the different companies, so you don't have to find them all. You just have to find that channel and then watch the videos that he puts up. It's much more easy.
And I don't know if he does. I've never checked it. I just listen. But like Miniature Wonderland does videos every Sunday they release. And although they're in German, they do English subtitles if you click on your closed caption or whatever. So they have English subtitles. I don't know if X24 does that or not. I've never checked. I listen to it in German. I know Miniature Wonderland does it, because if I'm watching the Miniature Wonderland Sunday videos, Joyce is usually in the living room, because it's one of her things that it's one of the train videos I watch, she will watch. She'll like, hey, what's Miniature Wonderland showing this week? And so we turn the subtitles on so she can know what they're saying.
Yeah, Steve can't find it. Yeah, it gets a bit challenging to find.
Well, let me find it and get a link real fast, because I'm subscribed.
Going to those toy fairs is just one big, huge, amazing event.
Let me see his most recent video.
When Robin Taylor, when she had the shop up at Cogger up in Sydney, she actually invited me to come along to a toy fair that was in the old Sydney Entertainment Centre or Exhibition Centre in Sydney. And all the different model makers and toy suppliers and whatnot, I tell you what, you got to have a field day with half the stuff that we saw up there.
Oh, that's why I gave him the wrong stupid name. What an idiot.
Yeah. Steve, did you search it in
I
German?
forgot the word in the middle. It's X-Train 24.
X-Train 24. There you go. No one. Good on you.
Train 24. Yeah, that little keyword train might have helped.
Yeah, well, it looks like you read the address wrong for about when I asked you to come pick me up at Cleveland. Huh.
No, that was just your really shitty handwriting.
Sorry, guys, I'll be back in a sec.
Sorry. I'm used to
Right.
you being on that side of me. I got to look this way now.
Yeah.
I'll give you my indignant stare.
Yeah. But yeah, it's yeah, they are worth going to. If you any retailer or whatnot invites you to go with them, go. It's worth having a look. But I noticed one thing with, hey Kyle, I did notice one thing though when I noticed the people that went to the Amherst train show, when you have manufacturers like Wolfers and Soundtracks and some of the other makers there. Hey, Mystic, here he is. How are you, Mystic? I was actually quite surprised they're only showing the releases of what they are coming out with. When we go to our train shows here, we do have our train manufacturers coming, but they're also selling stock in selling items at the same time. So if you miss out on them, then you go to the other retailers that are at the show. So that's one thing I've noticed is a big difference between the American train shows and the Australian train shows. Actually, there are a couple coming up.
Jean Ricard, which channel did you watch it on? Did you watch it on Lipa? You have lost audio again.
He's lost it again. I'm just wondering I wonder if he's having the same issue as what this guy was having.
Well, he was having video. Well, video, audio. Anyhow,
yeah, let's messed it up.
But that's the other one. That is the website to my shop, Model Bond Shop Lipa, but they cover it like no other channel except X Trains 24.
I think the government was shutting me up.
They cover the toy fair for the train industry and all the related businesses.
Yeah, I think these two at the bottom here, I reckon the Danish government and the state government are watching these two fellas.
No, the problem is that my line goes through Russia to Australia, so it's probably the KGB, or whatever they are known as now.
To quote Hamlet, there's something rotten in the state of Denmark, and it's Jean Ricard's internet.
No.
I worked.
Yeah,
I think I worked.
Okay.
I think I worked it out. What it is, Anthony? I think I worked it out.
Oh, I'm dying to hear this.
This guy.
Let us know, Inspector Clouseau.
It's this guy here comes from Dapto. Starts with the letter D. He comes from Denmark. Starts with the letter D.
Oh, here we go. Yeah.
If you're in the D's,
okay, so
you're in the.
You might be on something there, not Jean Ricard. Artie, you might be on something there. And
I can tell you the real reason. My modem's about 20 years old, and I've got to get it replaced. So.
Oh yeah. Blame it on the modem, but I reckon these two here are sharing the same internet system. That's why they're having problems.
Right? Yeah, that string between Denmark and Australia is getting pretty stretched over
between Denmark and Dapto. Yeah. You got another history about Dapto. Dapto is in a hole.
We're not in a hole.
Artie, drugs are bad.
Well, I don't know about that. I don't have the fastest one, and trying to see the stream being on the Zoom as well, and looking at the streaming it to my televisions. I'm trying.
Yeah, but the funny thing is, your video isn't going out. Your video isn't going out, and that's the audio is usually not a problem with internet because audio takes so little power to go across by signal. Video is your biggest issue. Yeah, so you've got a problem with the microphone because you seem to have a word limit. You get to say like 25 words and then you lose it.
Doesn't going out. But I think the reason why the video doesn't go out so pretty is that it simply to the glow of me.
Oh, that's right. Your video's so awesome, your video won't go out. I got you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. I'm Anthony Dodge, and I'd like to welcome you to Acid Users Anonymous. We have two delusional acid users right now.
Oh, okay.
And they're so delusional that we're supposed to be Acid Users Anonymous, and they type their names in. If that is indeed their real names.
Oh. Tunnel drilling machine? Oh my God.
Conspiracy theories going on here. Jeez.
Serious fun. That's all it is. Serious fun.
Serious fun.
Yeah, serious fun. Serious.
What's the opposite of serious fun? Fun.
Fun. Yeah.
Fun. Which is more fun? Serious fun or fun?
Yeah.
Yahoo Serious.
Drilling machine. Just, I'll tell you what. That will be one big model just on its own, Steve. The tunnel boring machine, the tunnel drilling machine, or we call them boring machine. That will be one.
Yeah, they're boring machines.
Yeah, that would be one giant machine to model. You need a big layout. Actually,
I think it'd be awesome. I think it'd be awesome to have a boring machine on your layout, but then you'd fall asleep.
Yes, Jean.
I think if you had that tunnel boring machine, it would be good to inspect your house, especially if you had it like drilling holes in the walls, on the lake. That would be going to put up an artificial tunnel to that it was like you were doing a hole in the wall.
Oh yeah, yeah. That would be good, but I mean, holy shit, boring guys. Good idea.
Until tomorrow.
Got pictures.
So.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking about that, but yeah, I don't think I'm gonna have time to do that. I mean, I've only got 3 days to do it in, but maybe for next year I'll do something like that. I'll have a bit more of this done up too. So, yeah, but it would be funny. It would be funny to do. That Cinema Railway Society.
One of. Sorry, you were saying.
No, go ahead.
One of the railway shops showed this video on Facebook about the tunnel boring machine, and there was a comment from one of their customers that said that was a bit of a big kit along, and he said that would take a heck of a lot of space on the layout. And the shop replied, sold the first one already before we got it in stock. So there's definitely someone buying these.
I might get going, guys. I'm having problems with the internet, so.
All right. Pay your bill on time, mate.
All right.
Pay your bill on time.
I do. Anyway, I've got to do some model painting anyway. So,
Oh, yeah, the truth comes out now. Yeah, go on. Bugger off. All right, mate. I'll talk to you later. I might call in later on.
Hey,
okay?
always good to see you, Richard.
yeah,
Yeah.
mate.
Have a good
Take
night,
care,
Richard.
Yeah,
All right.
I'll take it easy.
Take care.
Oh,
See
you
you,
actually,
bud.
you took it apart, have you? Yeah.
Yeah, I got the body off of it. Kind of took a look at the motor turns and everything like it's supposed to, but there's something going on in one of the trucks. That's where the problem is right now. So
Yeah.
That looks like a lifelike, Nick.
It's a Proto.
it is.
We can rebuild it. We have the technology.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we do.
The $6 million train. No.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'll have to tinker with it some other time, but I just kind of want to see if the motor still turns free, and it does. So, like I said, whatever it is, it's in one of these trucks. So
I think you'll find with the oh, am I cutting out again?
and it is DCC ready. So
Yeah.
there's a thing comes off. So.
It was Proto 1000. You probably find the newer Athens parts are interchangeable with them, so you should be able to.
Oh yeah,
They are.
fix it. Yeah. Yeah.
See,
yeah.
with,
Essentially, they're Athearn clones. I mean, their drive lines are. So
Pretty much. Yeah.
yeah. Rail enthusiast, if you're talking about the best track or the flex track, what we commonly use here, if you don't want to go too specific on prototypical spacing and whatnot, as Split Rock says, PK track, I use code 100 for most of my stuff because of the trains that I run. But I find the Pico, they last a long time. They don't rust. You may get a little bit of corrosion every now and then, but not to the extent where you can't run trains on it. I mean, you can't leave them out in the sun anymore, not like you used to, but for layout in the bedroom or inside the house or whatnot, the nickel silver track that Pico make is pretty good. There are other brands out there, but I mean, testing time
What
for
happens to what happens to the track out? You say not like you could before.
well, with a
Does the
PK
plastic
track, we can't have it
deteriorate?
out in the sun anymore
Oh.
because of the type of plastic that they use. The plastic will just melt and deforming, goes brittle.
Now, see, I've seen beautiful layouts in the bedroom, and they've always been hot, but it had nothing to do with trains.
Yeah, well,
Yeah. Of course you have.
Holy shit, I'm still
You
here.
have a beautiful layout.
Sorry.
I assume.
when
You cannot hear me anymore?
No, we can hear you.
I can hear you,
fine.
John.
I'm just pointing out that I just wanted to make clear that I want you to look at this video image of me. I need you to look at this video image of me. Now, you're either seeing me sitting in front of my layout, which means you're normal and fine, or you're seeing something else, in which case you're probably still high on acid.
Looks like Hot Stevens attacked your room, Anthony.
So you're another acid user. But see, I look behind me and I see my train. See, I can grab something like here is a little semi truck. See there. See, this is reality. It's reality. If you're not seeing that, then you're on acid.
I didn't say a thing, Anthony.
There goes Jean.
I don't know. You got the pretty acidy screen there going. Oh, that thing's okay.
All right, guys. I'm gonna call it a night.
You're gonna call it an arty,
I'm gonna call it a nighty.
meaning short.
Yeah. Of course, it usually takes us about 10 minutes to say goodbye. I'd like thank everybody for coming in and joining in a live stream. I will be doing Cab Crew Wednesday. Or here he is. We were talking. You're a bit late, Heath. We spoke about you about 2 hours ago.
Yeah, but we didn't say his name 3 times already. You got to say his name like 3 times
We
for
just talked
make
about
him
all
appear.
the people streaming from Amherst. We didn't name him by name. That's why he's late. If you had said his name, he would have shown up sooner. But you just said all the people at Amherst, and he was just one of many.
Yeah.
Julian does his live streams work.
I was early. I wasn't early. I was on time. I was on time for a change. But yeah, Randall has not fixed the engine yet. Nah, he'll get it that for Wednesday.
Yeah, I'll get it another time. I got some new axles for it. I think hopefully are the right ones for it. The closest ones I could find were the ones for the E8 and E9. So I don't know. We'll see if those work or not.
Well,
If not,
Yeah, it should.
I was just gonna say. Yeah, I was just gonna say if not, there's one at West Plains that's all apart in pieces. I think we make good donor parts for this one. So may have to think about picking that one up. It just fell off on the floor. I don't know what it was, but
It shouldn't be too hard to fix, Randall. Anyway, yeah.
if this guy down here, Randall, if this guy here can fix something that's been in floodwaters, you can do it.
yeah.
This guy here just Richard's rebuilt a couple engines and stuff that's been through floodwaters, and I'll tell you what, he's done an incredible job.
You guys came back, did you? Did you have a good time out there? Were you good? That's a good boy. That's a good boy.
Now we know why the population in Toledo's dying.
Maybe one night if I have time, I can come back on. We can fix this thing live on air. Who knows?
Yeah. No, I've got to get going, Heath, because
Hey, no, in your box. In the box, not on the floor. Not on the floor. In your box. Oh, damn it.
around later or what's the
They just learn from their owner. The pets always learn from their owner, Anthony.
Well, that's why they're here. This is a rehab house for them after they had really bad owners.
Yeah, and that's why they don't go to the box, because you don't use the box either. Anyway.
How do you know?
The animals told you. Okay. Okay. So anyway, thank you again for everybody for coming in. I'll see you guys on Wednesday on the Cab Crew Wednesday, which will be 8:00 US Eastern Time. Or my normal show, which is next Saturday.
He says he sees dinosaurs. He needs to be on panel 2. I don't know what dinosaurs he's talking about.
Yeah, well, I don't know either. But anyway, check out all the other people here and support each other. Have fun, stay safe, and I'll catch you guys all next time. So
what's that?
Guys.
What's that? Yeah, I think he tastes like chicken. You'll be fine. Okay.
Okay, we're ready to go.
Okay,
guys. Good night.
See you.